Evening, guys. Get family, love them, build stuff. I'm coming to you actually in the morning. I hope that you're watching this evening, but I wanted to encourage you, and for our Generation 180 teens, I want you to know that we love you. Psalms 90, verse 12 says, Teach us to number our days carefully. Teach us to number our days carefully, that we may gain a heart of wisdom, so that we may develop a heart in wisdom. The psalmist is praying and asking God to help, lead, teach, and give understanding. Make us cautious to see that what we do with each day matters. It's important and it's precious. Doing this will develop wisdom in our hearts. And wisdom's end is the fear of the Lord. It is faith in God. We must be cautious about what we do with each day we've been given, so that our hearts become wise through the process of intentionally looking at our days and how we live them. A word of caution, as we read in Psalm 90, verse 12, a word of caution about the danger in not numbering your days. If you don't number your days, you'll miss them. You are living in a time unlike any other in your lifetime. Only God knows if this will ever happen again, but if it don't, you're missing literally a once-in-a-lifetime chance to experience life the way that it is today. So don't miss it. It may not be fun or easy, but most often the things in life that are not fun or easy are the things that matter and the things that are worth it the most. Number two, you don't want in the danger in missing numbering your days today. You don't learn anything that you may pass along or that you may build from. Often in life, the life that God's calling you to, you're going to be asked to do or to go through times and situations that you've never experienced before. But because you have experienced these other 42 situations, you may be able to adapt and persevere. You've been through some stuff, and because of that stuff, the culmination of it, you may be able to thrive in this situation that's not like anything that you've ever seen. So, back to Psalm 90, verse 12. What are you doing with these days? If you haven't noticed, God has really simplified your life. He's taken away your schedule and your activities. He's taken away people that you often see, even the things that you like the most, and maybe even things that you dislike. What He's left you with are just a few things to work with. But maybe that's the point. Since we've been experiencing this COVID-19 thing, I've been watching this show from the Discovery Channel called Alone. In this show, 10 contestants are dropped off in the middle of nowhere without anyone else and with very little as far as possessions or provisions and tools. And whoever stays the longest by themselves wins the prize, which is substantial. Some stay 1 or 2 days. The average is probably around 25 days before they actually tap out. Over the course of however long they're there, though, some quit because they just get scared. But the majority quit because they miss their families, which is interesting. They don't quit because they're starving, though they are. But they quit because they miss their people. They don't miss their computers, their jobs, their phones, their Xboxes. They miss their friends. They miss their family, their husbands and wives, and brothers and sisters, moms and dads. As each season that I've watched has progressed, you near the end of each season, you start seeing this pattern emerge. When the last few contestants are down to their last days, those that stick it out the longest don't do it for fame and glory, honor or accomplishment. They stick it out for other people, to give them a life better than the life that they have, to build for them, to care for, to pay off, and provide for those that they love. Others came to prove something. But as of now, I'm only on season 4. Those that have won have been those that are doing it for somebody else. They're staying as a sacrifice. Now, it's not a great show. It's an okay show. You can probably get the gist of it by watching the first 1 or 2 episodes and then the last 1 or 2 episodes of each season. But here's the thing. Between watching that show and experiencing our current situation, I realized that in our now simplified lives, we have what those contestants long for. We have family and time. That's where we are. That's what we have. We have our families and we have time and the opportunity to do with both the most we can. I'm not going to try to spoil all the seasons for you, but I will say that the winner of season 1 won to give a better life for his children and parents. The winner of season 2 loved Jesus and was doing it for his children. The winner of season 3 made the biggest impression on me. He learned how to live a Psalm 90:12 life. He made a way to carefully number each day that he lived alone. That he would be diligent to do and to live the best that he could by doing and living for another person. The person that won season 3 actually thrived because each day he told himself that he was going to carve a spoon for his aunt. He was going to build a snowman for his daughter, or make a basket for someone, or chopsticks for another person. Then at the end of each day, he carved into this great big staff that he had his day's experience. Each day he carved 3 pictures to remind himself to number his days. The first thing he carved on his staff each day was what he struggled with. The second thing was one thing that he was thankful for. He would carve a little picture of something he was thankful for. And the third thing that he carved each day was something that he made for somebody else. After 87 days, he had a stick full of Psalm 90:12, full of pictures reminding him that he didn't take each day for granted. He struggled, he overcame, he was grateful, and he did for another. Each day he lived on purpose, with a purpose, with way less than we have now. He lived to recognize the struggle, to be thankful, to make something for somebody else, and to work. He won. And after winning, he vowed to live a life with the knowledge of the experiences that he'd been through while he was alone. But he got to live it with the blessing of other people. He vowed to live the good life by intentionally doing and living out what he had carefully learned through numbering his days. He said that the good life was this: get family, love them, and build stuff. It's simple enough, right? So what are you doing with the time that God has given you? How will you be careful to number your days? How will you number them cautiously and intentionally that you gain your own heart of wisdom? Here's my suggestion. First, pray. Ask God to help and guide you. Then, try this. For 5 days, write down how you accomplished each of the following things. How did you love your family today? Write it down. How did you love your family, both your home family and your church family? And what did you do? Write it down. What did you struggle with today? I'm not asking you to write down what you struggle with and if you failed or not, or if you overcame or not. I'm not asking you to win or lose. I'm asking you to carefully admit that what you struggle with, you need God to help you with. That's the second thing. Number 3, what did you produce for somebody else today? Simple as that. Write down those 3 things for 5 days and see how that teaches you to carefully number your days. I believe if you do this, it would help you learn to live a Psalm 90:12 life. You will glimpse how carefully numbering your days has a great reward. You will love well. You will admit your dependence on God for the things that you struggle with, and you will do for another every day. We love you. We are praying for you. And if you need anything, please let us know. God bless you, and see you soon.